Hi, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Sony A7R Mark II. This little camera right here. It's really expensive, but it is really, really good. It's a full frame E-mount lens mount. The sensor is a 42.4 megapixel full frame sensor. It has like 13.7 or so stops of dynamic range. It shoots 14-bit RAW now. It has 5-way internal stabilizer, so it also shoots video. It shoots 4K. It's advertised as a video camera, but I'm not using it for video camera. You should get an A7S II if you're gonna get for video. On paper, this camera is great. Big electronic viewfinder, articulating screen, which works, and so the button layout on the back are all customizable except for the menu. The menu button and the playback, and I'm pretty sure the function button right here, are not customizable, but every other button is completely customizable. It also has 2 custom buttons on the top, where you can completely set, so custom 1 and custom 2. Because there's one thing about this camera, is the battery life on it is terrible. Everyone says that it's completely terrible, but the secret is, buy a bunch of these. They're Wasabi Power batteries. I think they're like 20 bucks or something like that for 2. So for me, I bought this camera because I wanted a camera that could do landscape. I do a lot of sports with my other camera, but I wanted a camera that does landscape and does it well. And there's a small form factor that I don't have to spend a whole bunch of more money on new lenses. I've been wanting to get a mirrorless camera for a while, but the reason why I didn't switch when the A7 II came out and that kind of stuff came out is because of the focusing. The focusing on this is a lot better. It is, with pretty much all my lenses, on par with a standard DSLR. So I think the big question that everyone has is, does a Metabones with the A7R II focus fast enough? The Metabones focuses good. The 24-70 version 2, 16-35 version 2, 1-400 version 1. This actually worked. 400, of course, it's going to search around, but this on, say, a T2i or something like that is probably on par with the A7R II. Then the 70-200 version 2 IS works. It works pretty well, actually. With the new updates on the Metabones, I do not have any issues with this. I would actually say it's usable for a sports zone. I don't know how well it would be. I can test it soon and give you a better in-depth review on that, but I think for sports, actually, this would be okay. Not ideal, but okay. 85, 1.4, worked fine. Normal focal length, worked good, locked on pretty well. That's good. The thing I'm very surprised on is the 51.2. I know a lot of people that have this lens. The biggest issue I have with this plus this is back focusing. Back focusing on the A7R II is non-existent, so you'll get spot on focus every single time. In conclusion, I think most of the lenses that you have are fine. If you shoot with a EFS lens, so a crop body sensor lens on this camera, it will be cropped to 18 megapixel. One thing, you can't use eye autofocus on the A7 II with the Metabones. For some reason it doesn't work. Maybe you guys know how to get it working, but I don't. Also, continuous autofocus on video doesn't work either. Maybe I'm just an idiot, I haven't figured it out yet, but from what I can see, it doesn't work. A little bit of the complaints I have about the camera is obviously the battery life, but I don't think that's an issue for me, because if you're shooting and you just turn off the camera in between your shots, you're not gonna have an issue. You're really not. I don't know if this is settable. I don't know if I'm just being a complete idiot. There's me. But if you're shooting auto ISO, it doesn't tell you like until you're actually shooting. So one thing I do like is the viewfinder on it is actually really, really good. So I switched from a Canon 1DX to the Sony A7R II. I think the A7R II is more of a landscapes photographer's camera. Yes, the 1DX is definitely a couple years old. By no means is a bad camera at all. Like, it's a good camera. I'm going to show you some real world tests in a little bit about, I just went out and shot a little bit a few days ago. First of all, ignore the white balance. It's completely wrong. Don't hate. The first thing I have to say about the A7R II is its dynamic range. The dynamic range of this camera is insane. Like, if you look out there, how the highlights are completely blown out. That's completely recoverable. The next thing I have to say that's good is obviously the resolution. Being 42 megapixels, this camera is amazing. Like, some of the things that you can look at is ridiculous on this. Right now I'm shooting with the Metabones Mark IV, which is like a $400 adapter that adapts the Sony E mount to the Canon EF mount. So far, it's pretty good. Next thing that kind of sucks is the camera kind of glitches a little bit. I know it's partially having to do with the Metabones, but it still glitches randomly. So about this camera, the raw file sizes are huge, like 80 megabytes for one file. That's one thing you have to keep into account, that you have to have a big memory card and you have a lot of space in your computer to have all the photos. So follow me, we're gonna kind of walk around and go find a different location to shoot before the sun goes down. I think we might go down that way. There's some cool kind of swimming pool area, and there's also some kind of like dock pillar thingies that might go down. Have some cool leading lines. Okay, so we're here shooting. I've decided we're going to shoot this building here. It has some really nice symmetrical symmetry to it. So I'm going to shoot here, kind of try and shoot low. I have a 16-35 on A7R II. Really cool plane coming in.